Welcome to a realm visited by fewer humans than the moon. The Mariana Trench is not just a crack. It is a hidden alien planet beneath. At 11,000 meters deep, the silence is heavy and the pressure is immense. Here, life exists in a way that seems entirely impossible to us. Imagine a world where the sun never shines and the weight of the world sits on your shoulders. Why is the life here so incredibly weird? If you flipped Mount Everest upside down, its peak would still be 2 kilometers away from touching the bottom of this massive, dark, underwater canyon. Only a handful of explorers have ever dared to descend into this void. What they found changed our entire understanding of how life can survive. Every meter we descend, the environment becomes more hostile. Yet, in the shadows, things are moving. Evolution has taken a very different path down here. The gates of the blue hell are opening. We are leaving the world of light to witness the ultimate survivors of our planet's deepest, darkest secrets. In this introduction to the abyss, we prepare to face the 4 great challenges: pressure, darkness, cold, and the constant struggle for basic nutrition. The journey is long, and the dangers are many. But for those who endure, the rewards are a glimpse into the very origins of biological life. Join us as we explore why the creatures of the Mariana Trench are the strangest residents on Earth. This is the science of the extreme. Our descent begins now. Leave your expectations at the surface, for everything you know about biology is about to be challenged in the deep. The first challenge is the crushing pressure. At the bottom, the water exerts 8 tons of force on every single square inch of your body. To survive here, you cannot fight the pressure. You must embrace it. Most surface creatures would be flattened into a pancake in seconds. Meet the snailfish, the deepest living fish ever recorded. It has no scales and no hard bones. Its body is as soft as a cloud. At the molecular level, pressure usually stops proteins from working. But these creatures have developed stabilizers, called piezolytes, to keep their cells functioning. They have abandoned air-filled bladders. Instead, their bodies are filled with a watery gel that is incompressible, making them one with the ocean. Even their skeletons are made of cartilage rather than brittle bone. This flexibility is the secret to their survival in a world of crushing force. At this depth, water behaves almost like a solid wall of force. Every movement requires a specialized anatomy that we are only just beginning to understand. Their cell membranes are also different, containing unsaturated fats that remain fluid even when the pressure tries to squeeze them into a solid state. Without these adaptations, the very building blocks of life would simply fail. The Mariana snailfish is a masterpiece of biological engineering and resilience. It looks fragile, like a ghost floating in the dark. But it is tougher than any armor we could ever build from steel or titanium. Even in this crushing environment, life finds a way to be agile. The snailfish is the apex predator of the deepest trenches on our planet. A chemical called TMAO is their secret weapon. It prevents the water from forcing its way into their cells and destroying their delicate protein. To us, this is an uninhabitable wasteland. To the snailfish, it is a sanctuary where they are perfectly adapted to the weight of the sea. They have traded rigidity for fluidity. By becoming water themselves, they have removed the very thing that pressure could use to break them. Every creature here is a lesson in physics. They prove that life is not limited by the environment, but inspired by its most extreme challenges. Even the small scavengers have secrets. Some use aluminum coatings on their shells to prevent the acidic deep water from dissolving their protective carapaces. This is a world of biological extremes. The pressure is just the first hurdle in a race where only the most innovative species survive. They thrive where we would perish. The pressure that should crush them is actually the very thing that keeps their unique bodies held together. As we look deeper, we realize that the snailfish is just the beginning. The abyss holds even stranger secrets in the total absence of light. But pressure is only half the story. Now, we must turn our attention to the second great challenge of the trench, the complete absence of light. Welcome to the Hadal Zone. Here, the sun's rays have been swallowed by thousands of meters of water, leaving a world of eternal, freezing night. In this darkness, eyes are often useless. Yet, many creatures have evolved to create their own light, a phenomenon known as bioluminescence. The anglerfish is the most famous resident of the dark. Its glowing lure is a beacon of death, drawing curious prey into a waiting trap. This light is not produced by the fish itself, but by a symbiotic relationship with glowing bacteria that live inside the fleshy tip of its lure. Cold light, or bioluminescence, is the primary form of communication, hunting, and defense in the deep. It is the language of the abyss. The vampire squid uses its lights to confuse predators. By flashing its photophores, it can mask its silhouette and disappear into the surrounding gloom. While some creatures create light, others have eyes the size of dinner plates, tuned to catch the faintest glimmer of a bioluminescent flash miles away. For these animals, light is a weapon and a shield. A sudden flash can blind an attacker, giving the prey a precious second to escape. This is counter-illumination. By matching the faint light coming from above, these fish become invisible to anything looking up from the even deeper darkness. Some colonies of organisms can grow hundreds of feet long, acting like a single, massive, glowing ribbon that drifts through the silent, dark currents. The dragonfish uses a secret frequency. It emits red light, which is invisible to most deep-sea life, allowing it to hunt with a private flashlight. In the Mariana Trench, you are either the light or you are searching for it. To be seen is to be eaten, unless you are the predator. This burglar alarm strategy is common. If a jellyfish is attacked, it lights up brilliantly to show everyone where its harasser is hiding in the dark. Evolution has stripped away what isn't needed. Color is meaningless here, but the ability to detect motion in the shadows is the difference between life and death. The barrel-eye fish takes this to the extreme. Its eyes are protected inside a fluid-filled shield, allowing it to look straight up for silhouettes of prey. The trench is not just a void, it is a garden of light. Every movement triggers a response, creating a silent, glowing ballet in the deep. Even the smallest worms contribute to the light show. The biodiversity of the trench is often revealed only when we bring our own lights down. This is a world where light is the most valuable currency. It is used to find mates, lure food, and trick the many terrors of the night. But beneath the light and the darkness lies another challenge that slows life to its very limits, the numbing, bone-chilling cold of the abyss. As we descend further, the temperature drops to near freezing. In this icy cradle, the pace of life changes in a fundamental and strange way. At 1 to 4 degrees Celsius, the Mariana Trench is a giant refrigerator. In this extreme cold, everything moves at a much slower pace. Metabolism slows down to conserve energy. A single meal for an animal here might have to last for several months or even a whole year. If a surface fish's heart beats once a second, a deep-sea creature's heart might only beat once every few minutes to save precious oxygen. Time feels different here. Creatures can live for decades or even centuries because their bodies are not being worn down by rapid chemical processes. Some species here are older than the cities we live in. The cold acts as a preservative, extending the lifespan of life into the extraordinary. Every chemical reaction in their bodies is optimized for the cold. They are biological machines built for endurance and patience, not for speed or power. The giant isopod can go for years without eating in laboratory settings. In the wild, they are the masters of the long, cold wait. The water is so still and cold that it almost feels like liquid nitrogen. In this environment, the very concept of being alive is redefined. Energy is the most precious resource. They do not waste it on unnecessary swimming or fighting. Every move is calculated for maximum survival benefit. Even the corals are different. Without sunlight for photosynthesis, they grow with tectonic slowness, feeding on the tiny particles that drift from above. This is a world of stillness. The cold and the darkness combine to create a cathedral-like atmosphere where life moves in slow motion forever. To prevent their blood from thickening, they use specialized proteins. They are perfectly adapted to temperatures that would kill most other animals on Earth. In the Mariana, patience is a tactical advantage. The one who waits the longest and uses the least energy is the one who survives. It is a graveyard of time where the ancient past and the present day meet in the cold. But where does the energy for this life come from? When you are a mile beneath the reach of the sun, you cannot grow your own food. You must wait for the world above to provide. This leads us to the fourth challenge, the search for nutrition in a world where there are no plants and very little to eat. Survival depends on a delicate connection to the surface. Without the world of light, the world of darkness would slowly starve to death. How does an entire ecosystem thrive on the leftovers of the surface? The answer lies in a phenomenon as beautiful as it is morbid. Prepare to see how the death of the world above becomes the lifeblood of the world below. This is the story of marine snow. This is marine snow. It is a continuous rain of organic debris, including dead plankton, fish scales, and even fecal matter from the surface. For the creatures of the Mariana Trench, this snow is manna from heaven. It is the primary source of carbon and energy for the abyss. When a larger piece of food falls, like a dead fish, it triggers a rush. These scavengers can detect the scent of decay from miles away. But the ultimate prize is a whale fall. A single whale carcass can provide as much energy as 1,000 years of marine snow combined. These skeletons become biological oases. They can support entire communities of specialized life for over 100 years after the whale has died. The Osidax, or zombie worm, has no mouth or stomach. It uses specialized bacteria to dissolve and digest the fats trapped deep inside the bones. It is a masterclass in recycling. Nothing is wasted. Even the bare bones are eventually consumed by microbes that turn minerals back into living energy. But there is another, more mysterious source of energy. Hydrothermal vents pump out mineral-rich water heated by the Earth's molten core. Here, life doesn't need the sun at all. Through a process called chemosynthesis, bacteria turn toxic chemicals into food for giant tube worms and crabs. This is life as we didn't think it could exist. It's a system powered by the internal heat of our planet rather than the light of our star. These vents are the closest thing we have to an alien world. They might even be where life on Earth first began billions of years ago. In the Mariana, life is opportunistic. Whether it's falling from above or bubbling from below, these creatures have mastered the art of finding fuel. Even the sediment is full of life. Microscopic organisms live deep within the mud, feeding on the chemical leftovers of the ocean's long history. The desert is actually a hidden garden. Under every square inch of this mud, a complex web of microbial life is constantly working and eating. Meet the Xenophyophore, one of the largest single cells on Earth. It traps sediment and marine snow to build its own strange, protective home. The trench is the ocean's ultimate filter. It collects the world's waste and turns it back into the essential nutrients that eventually rise back to the top. Even in the deepest pits, there is a sense of community. Life finds strength in numbers, following the trails of food across the vast, dark plains. We are more connected to the Mariana Trench than we think. The life here plays a vital role in the health and balance of our entire planet. It is a cycle of life and death that has continued for eons. But now, for the first time, this ancient world is facing a new threat. In the most remote corner of our world, human influence is starting to appear. What does the future hold for the weird wonders of the deep? It is a shocking sight. A piece of plastic trash sitting at the deepest point on Earth, where so few humans have ever been. Even here, where the pressure is enough to crush a submarine, our footprint is visible. The abyss is no longer a sanctuary from our world. Research shows that every single organism tested from the trench has ingested microplastics. Our waste has reached the very heart of the planet. Toxic chemicals, banned decades ago, have settled here in high concentrations. The trench has become an unintended reservoir for our chemical legacy. But there is hope. Scientists are working tirelessly to understand these ecosystems before they are permanently changed by our actions. Every expedition reveals new wonders. We are in a race against time to document the incredible biodiversity that calls the Mariana Trench home. The deep ocean is our best ally against climate change. It stores vast amounts of carbon, helping to keep our planet's temperature stable and livable. To protect this world, we must first understand it. The weirdness of life in the trench is a testament to the infinite creativity of evolution. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean floor. It is the last great frontier of exploration on Earth. Their bravery has opened our eyes to a world that was once thought to be a desert. They showed us that life is everywhere. The Mariana Trench reminds us that the Earth is full of surprises. Even in the most extreme conditions, nature finds a way to flourish. As we begin our final ascent, take a moment to appreciate the resilience of these creatures. They are the ultimate survivors of our blue planet. We are rising through the history of life. Each layer of the ocean tells a different story of how animals have adapted to their unique environments. The light is returning, but the images of the deep will stay with us forever. The abyss is no longer a scary mystery, but a precious wonder. These are the faces of the deep. They are weird, they are wonderful, and they are a part of the incredible tapestry of life on Earth. The next generation of explorers will be the ones to solve the remaining mysteries of the trench. What will they find in the shadows? We have returned to the surface. The world above is bright and warm, but we can never forget the quiet, cold world that lies beneath. Knowledge is the first step toward protection. By sharing the secrets of the Mariana Trench, we can inspire the world to care for our oceans. The ocean is a single, connected system. What happens in the deepest trench affects the air we breathe and the food we eat. We are a planet of water. The Mariana Trench is a reminder that there is always more to learn and more to protect in our incredible world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. We hope you have gained a new perspective on the miracles of the deep. Continue to be curious, continue to explore, and most importantly, continue to protect the wonders of our natural world. This is Auralis. The abyss is calling. Until our next descent, keep looking deeper. Thank you for watching and supporting our mission of discovery.